Good evening everyone, welcome to Physics Master G class. So here is a GTM 4 paper. Then the first question is, the density of a material in the shape of a cylinder is determined by measuring its length, radius and mass. If the relative error in the measuring mass, length and radius are 1%, 2% and 1.5% respectively, then the maximum error in determining the density is, right? So this is a question from the units and measurements, and the two based upon this maximum percentage error, right? So we have to find out this density percentage, maximum percentage percentage error in this density, right? So therefore you could say the density formula, basic one, since the density is equal to mass per volume. So you know, since it is a cylinder, the volume can be written as volume is equal to pi into r square into L. So therefore density is equal to mass per volume, so mass by pi r square into L, right? So since this maximum percentage error can be written as delta rho by rho, delta rho by rho equal to, so you could say this is nothing but delta m by m plus 2 into delta r by r plus delta L by L, right? So this is fractional percentage or relative error here, right? Relative absolute error. If you want to find out a percentage error, you have to, what you have to do is you have to multiply into 100 into 100 into 100 here. So if you do that, you will get the answer as, therefore you will get this delta rho by rho into 100 will be equal to, you will get this as, so this can be written as a 1%, right? This is 1% plus, this can be written as a 2 into 2% plus, right? So what is this? This is nothing but 1.5%. The percentage error is nothing but 1.5. Therefore you get this answer as 6%. Clear? So that is your answer. So what you have to keep in mind here? You have to keep this volume of a cylinder formula in mind, right? So you have to keep this formula in mind. So V is equal to pi r square L, and you have to find out this percentage error formula, that delta rho by rho. So delta rho by rho is equal to delta m by m plus 2 into delta r by r plus delta L by L, right? Now let's talk about some more formulas here, just for like a revision la anukondi, right? So for example, I'm just to find out a quantity, I'm adding a two more quantities anukondi, something like x is equal to a plus b. X is a quantity, a is a quantity, b is a quantity, right? For example, the relative absolute error here is something like delta a anuko. Ikkada ee a lo ee a kanukunnappudu error vachapadu delta a anuko, and ee b kanukunnappudu error is delta b. So therefore you can find out the percentage, this error or mean error here, mean absolute error can be written as, you could say this delta x is equal to delta a plus delta b. The delta x is equal to delta a plus delta b here if it is adding, and if the subtraction also, that will be like same. The delta x is equal to, you could say if it is a minus b, again మనం ఎర్రర్ మ్యాక్సిమం రావాలి కాబట్టి ఈ ఎర్రర్స్ అన్నిటిని కూడా యాడ్ చేస్తాం, డెల్టా ఏ ప్లస్ డెల్టా బి. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ ఎడిషన్ యాజ్ వెల్ as సబ్ట్రాక్షన్ రెండింటికి కూడా డెల్టా ఏ ప్లస్ డెల్టా బి అని రాస్తాం. In the same way, you could also say that this, for example, if you are multiplying, so x is equal to a into b anko, then you can write this formula as delta x by x is equal to, you could say delta a by a plus delta b by b, right? Delta a by a plus delta b by b. That is for multiplication. Even for division also same, x is equal to, let's say for example, if it is a by b, then you could also write it as a ab power minus 1. Again we can write it as delta x by x is equal to, right? So we could say delta a by a here plus delta b by b, delta a by a plus delta b by b, right? For example, if there is something like x is equal to a power n plus b power n, x is equal to a power n plus b power n, let me write here. So this is answer is 6%. If x is equal to a power n and b power n, we can write this as the relative percentage that can be written as delta x by x is equal to, this can be written as delta x by x is equal to, you could say n into delta a by a, n into delta a by a plus m into delta b by b, right? So please keep all these formulas in mind for the next exam. Clear guys? జస్ట్ మనకి ఏదైనా ఒక క్వశ్చన్ ఇలా వచ్చింది అంటే దాని మీద మనం ఇలా ఫార్ములాస్ని రివైజ్ చేసినప్పుడు మనకి కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇంకొంచెం బెటర్గా గుర్తుండే ఛాన్సెస్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటాయి. సో ట్రై టు డూ ఇట్ ఎవ్రీబడి. ఇలా ఏదైనా కాన్సెప్ట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ట్రై టు రివైజ్ ఆల్ ద ఫార్ములాస్ రిలేటెడ్ టు దట్ పర్టికులర్ ప్రాబ్లం. ఏదైనా ఒక పర్టికులర్ ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినప్పుడు దానికి సంబంధించిన ఫార్ములాస్ అన్నిటిని కూడా ఒకసారి రివైజ్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయండి. ఇన్ కేస్ నువ్వు చేసినా ప్రాబ్లం చేసినా చేయకపోయినా, రైట్? So this is for addition and subtraction, and this is for multiplication. This is for in terms of power. For example, x is equal to a power n and b power n. You could say delta x by x is equal to n into delta a plus delta a by a plus m into delta b by b. ఇక్కడ మైనస్ ఉన్నా కానీ ప్లస్ ఎందుకు కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాము అంటే టు గెట్ ద ఎర్రర్ యాజ్ అ మ్యాక్సిమం. ఎర్రర్ మ్యాక్సిమం రావడం కోసం మైనస్ ఉన్న ప్లస్ అని కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాం. హోప్ ఇట్స్ క్లియర్. ద ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇస్ క్లియర్ అండ్ ఆల్ ద formulas are clear, right? So next one, it is from this AC circuit. Question is, in a LCR circuit, the inductive reactance is 10 ohms and the capacitive reactance 2 ohms. The resistance R in the circuit is 6 ohms. The power factor of the circuit is, so power factor is nothing but, we call this cos pi as a power factor, right? So since this cos pi is called as a power factor, we call this cos pi is called as a power factor. దీన్ని power factor అంటాం. cos pi ని power factor అంటాం. So we have to calculate this power factor value here, right? We need to calculate the power factor here. So this is a resistant, this is the resistor, and this is the inductor, right? And this is the capacitor. So now the inductive reactance is 10 ohms and the capacitive reactance is, right? So he provided all these capacitors. This is the capacitor this is the inductive reactance XL, and this is the capacitive reactance XC, and this is a resistance R, right? So in the phasor diagram, all this can be represented like this, if you remember. So this can be represented here, R can be represented here, and XL can be represented here, and XC will be represented here, right? So this is XL, this is XC, and this is R. So for example, if you say, have a look here. So this is 10 ohms, inductive reactance is 10 ohms, and this capacitive reactance is 2 ohms, and the resistance is, how much is that? 6. So this value is 10 and this value is 2. The XL value is 10 and this XC value is 2. Therefore, you don't need to separate this. The net will comes like this. How much the net? 8, right? The net is 8 ohms. The net is 8 ohms and already this resistance is 6 ohms. This XL minus XC just say this is 8 ohms. ఎందుకు మనం ఈ రెండింటిని separate చేస్తాం అంటే they both are anti-parallel to each other. అందుకని ఈ రెండింటిని separate చేస్తాం. So therefore, you will get a net like this. Now what we have to do is, one second. So now we're gonna find out a net of it, right? ఈ 8కి ఈ 6కి నెట్ కనుక్కుంటున్నాం. ఆ 8కి ఈ 6కి నెట్ కనుక్కుంటే రిజల్టెంట్ కనుక్కుంటే, sorry, if you find the resultant of it, right? So that is how much? This is 8, this is 6, they both are perpendicular to each other. Though both are perpendicular to each other, 8 and 6 perpendicular to each other, అంటే under root of 8 square plus 6 square రాస్తే that will be equal to how much? 100. Root of 100 is nothing but what? 10. So this value is 10. This value is 10. Now what you have to do is, so this is the angle called pi, right? Now we have to find out what? We have to find out the cos pi. We need to find out cos pi here, right? We need to find out the cos pi. Therefore, you can easily write the cos pi here. Therefore, cos pi is equal to, from here I can write this cos pi, right? So therefore, I could say cos pi equal to, how much is it? Cos pi is equal to, opposite is nothing but 8. Opposite is 8. And adjacent, hypotenuse is how much? 10. Therefore, this can be written as, my mistake, cos pi, right? So this can be written as a 6 by 10. Adjacent by hypotenuse 6 by 10, that will be equal to 3 by 5. That is equal to 3 by 5. That is the answer for this question, right? For example, ఇది ఇలా RLC circuit కాకుండా, for example, let's say it is only pure resistor. If it is only pure resistor, guys, if it is only pure resistor, or let's say it is RC circuit, right? ముందు RC circuit మాట్లాడదాం, దాని తర్వాత RL అన్నీ మాట్లాడదాం ఒకసారి, జస్ట్ రివిజన్ లాగా, రైట్? సో లెట్స్ సే ఇట్ ఈస్ RC circuit. So for example, if it is RC circuit, right? In RC circuit, you know, there is a resistor and there is capacitor, right? So this resistor will be represented along only x-axis. Please keep that in your mind. Resistor will be represented along x-axis. Then only along x-axis representation resistor. Therefore, there is R here. And this capacitor will be represented only along this negative x-axis. Therefore, this is nothing but xc. Therefore, that is nothing but xc. The same problem can be malli ante R circuit undi. You know, capacitive reactance, you know, resistance anukunte. Now again, I gonna find out this cos pi value, right? Again, I gonna find out this power factor or cos pi value, because for revision part, right? Just like a revision anukondi. Now this resultant will be like this. The resultant will be like this, and you need to take this value, the angle which is making with this x-axis. Therefore from here you could say the cos pi value is equal to, what is the cos pi here? This cos pi can be written as, so you know this under root of this will be like under root of r square plus x square. This is under root of r square plus x square can be written as the impedance, right? Z, right? That is called as impedance. So therefore cos pi can be here, cos pi can be written as r by z. Here cos pi can be written as r by z, and that z can be written as under root of r square plus under root of r square plus you could say that is x square. Clear? In case ఇప్పుడు ఇది RC circuit కాకోకుండా if it is RL circuit, so RC circuit కాకోకుండా RL circuit అయితే what happened, that seems like this. So this is R here, and along y axis, positive y axis, we have a XL, right? One second. So this is XL here along a positive y axis, and here it is resistance along x axis, right? Now we have to again find out a net. Again we need to find out a net here. So again we need to find out a net here. So this is net. Now this net can be written as again Z impedance only. This Z is equal to how much is it? Under root of r square plus xl square. Under root of r square plus xl square here. Therefore from here you could say cos pi. Guys, you could say here this cos pi is equal to cos pi is equal to how much is it? This can be written as again r by z only. Again you could say this is nothing but r by z only. What is r by z here? What is r by z? It is under root of r square plus xl square. R square plus xl square, that is what you have to keep in your mind. So this power factor is nothing but cos pi. So all different circuits ki we can find this cos power factor in a different ways. And you have to understand one more thing here that is important, right? That is important, that is what it is. For pure resistor, the cos power factor value is 0. For pure resistor, the power factor is 0. For pure capacitor, the power factor is, for pure resistor, the power factor is 1. And pure capacitor, the power factor is 0. And for pure inductor, the power factor is again 0. ఎందుకు అంటే ఇక్కడ theta is equal to or pi is equal to, ఇక్కడ pi equal to 0 ఉంటుంది, రైట్? అండ్ ఇక్కడ pi equal to 90 ఉంటుంది, అండ్ ఇక్కడ pi equal to how much is it? Pi is equal to again ఇక్కడ కూడా 90 ఉంటుంది. Guys, clear? This is what you have to keep in mind regarding this question, right? This is what we call it as a revision. పేపర్ చేసామంటే సరిపోదు, ఆ పేపర్లో ఉన్న ఫార్ములాస్ అన్నీ, ప్రతి క్వశ్చన్లో ఉన్న ఫార్ములాస్ అన్నీ ఒకసారి మనం రివైజ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటే దట్ విల్ బి లైక్ ఎ గుడ్ రివిజన్. సో మనం ఎగ్జామ్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు హీరోలా అవ్వచ్చు, రైట్? భయపడుతూ వాడు ఏమి ఇస్తాడో మనం ఏం చేస్తామో అని పోకోకుండా ఇలా కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్నీ క్లియర్ చేసుకుంటూ పోతూ ఉంటే పేపర్కి సో ఏం చెప్పే హ్యాపీగా విజిలేస్తూ ఎగ్జామ్ వాళ్ళకి పోవచ్చు, రైట్? సో నెక్స్ట్ వన్ దిస్ వన్. From the gravitation, an artificial satellite moving in a circular orbit around the earth has a total energy as inert. Its potential energy is, right? So there is a satellite, you know, when the satellite is revolving, it will have both kinetic energy as well as this potential energy. Okay, earth surface nunchi oka particular height lo unnappudu that will have some potential energy. Since it is rotating, that will also have a kinetic energy, right? So this potential energy can be written as, the satellite potential energy can be written as, this potential energy is equal to, you could say this potential energy can be written as minus g capital M small m by r plus h. Minus g capital M small m by r plus h, that is the potential energy of a satellite or any body from at some height from the surface. At height, this is at height h from the surface. One second, let me change the diagram or else that will wrong. Let's say this is at height of h, right? It is height of h from the surface, center nunchi r plus h distance lo untundi, that is the formula of it. And you could say this kinetic energy is equal to, this kinetic energy K is equal to, the formula is half into m into v square, right? This v square is nothing but v naught square. So here for example, if height is very less compared to this radius of this earth, then you could say minus g capital M small m by r plus h. So radius అనేది తక్కువగా ఉంటే you could say minus g capital M small m by r. So here also you could say it is nothing but half into m into, let me write here or else. Therefore if it is radius is more compared to the height, therefore this potential energy can be written as minus g capital M small m by r is the, right? And what about this kinetic energy will be? Kinetic energy will be half into m into v naught square. This v naught is important. Orbital velocity formula. Orbital velocity formula is under root of what? Under root of a gm by r. Under root of gm by r, that is orbital velocity formula. So please keep that in mind. If I substitute here, this will be equal to g capital M by r, right? So this will be equal to g capital M small m by r. This is g capital M small m by 2 into r, right? Clear? So therefore this total energy will be equal to what? Total energy will be, the total energy will be equal to what? The total energy here, total energy can be written as, so minus, right, minus g capital M small m by, how much is it, 2 into r. So that is what is called as the E naught, right? That is what he is calling it as a E naught. So therefore what is the answer here? Now what might be the answer? You could directly say it is going to be 2 E naught, right? The answer is going to be 2 E naught. So this is called as E naught, right? Now what I am doing is just E2 ఇక్కడ సెండ్ చేస్తున్నాను అంతే. Minus G capital M small m by r will be equal to 2 E naught, right? And what is this minus G capital M small m by r is called as potential energy. Therefore this potential energy is equal to 2 E naught. So that was easy, right? This is easy. That is easy. You have to keep all these formulas in mind, guys. Please revise every formula regarding that particular concept. Remember every formula regarding, just remember every formula around that concept. So ఇప్పుడు మనం పొటెన్షియల్ ఎనర్జీస్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాం కాబట్టి, సో ప్లీజ్ కీప్ ఆల్ దీస్ ఫార్ములాస్ ఇన్ మైండ్, రైట్? అండ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ దట్ రిలేషన్స్ ఆల్సో ఇన్ మైండ్. రిలేషన్స్ కూడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే బెటర్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ వీ కాల్, that is extra formula that you have to keep in mind. This is the extra one that you have to keep in mind, and extra formula here that you have to keep in mind is one more. Let me write that also. That is escape velocity formula. What escape velocity formula? That is under root of 2 gm by r. ఈసారి అంటే ఆర్బిటల్ వెలాసిటీ మీద వచ్చింది, ఇంకోసారి మేబీ ఎస్కేప్ వెలాసిటీ మీద కూడా రావచ్చు కదా. పనిలో పని దాన్ని కూడా డివైడ్ చేస్తే పని అయిపోద్ది కదా, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఎస్కేప్ వెలాసిటీ ఫార్ములా ఈజ్ అండర్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ 2 gm by r. Under root of 2 gm by r, right? So please keep all these formulas in your mind, guys. And you have to keep one more thing in your mind that is also important. You have to keep one more thing also in mind. What it is? One second. Already got this answer, so no need, right? ఆన్సర్లు చెప్పేస్తున్నా బికాస్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసినాం కాబట్టి ఆన్సర్లు చెప్పేస్తున్నా. సో వాట్ ఐమ్ డూయింగ్ ఈస్, వాట్ ఐ గోనా డూ ఈస్, ఐ గోనా రైట్ దిస్ రిలేషన్స్ బిట్వీన్ దెమ్. యూ కుడ్ సే హియర్ దిస్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఎనర్జీ అండ్ కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ రిలేషన్. Potential energy and kinetic energy relation. Potential energy is equal to, what is the relation between this potential energy and kinetic energy? Minus kinetic energy by 2, right? So potential energy is equal to, is it right? One second. No. So you could say kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is equal to minus, what is the kinetic energy here, right? G capital M small m by 2r, right? So you could say minus PE by 2. Minus PE by 2. Kinetic energy is equal to minus PE by 2. Right? What is the relation between this total energy and potential energy? So you know this total energy can be written as total energy is equal to PE by 2. Total energy equal to PE by 2. So PE is equal to 2 times of total energy. It's very clear. So you have to remember these formulas also. Maybe ఇప్పుడంటే వీడియోలో డైరెక్ట్గా అడిగేసాడు, అలా కాకుండా there is a chance, right? There is a chance he might ask you from here these relations. For example, next time potential energy అడగచ్చు, లేకపోతే kinetic energy అడగచ్చు, kinetic energy కి potential energy relation అని అడగచ్చు. So therefore keep that in your mind. And what is the relation between this total energy and kinetic energy? What is the relation between this total energy and kinetic energy? This will be equal to this total energy can be written as this total energy equal to minus kinetic energy. This relation also important. Total energy is equal to minus kinetic energy. That relation is also important. This relation is also important. Total energy is equal to minus kinetic energy, right? So what is the kinetic energy? G capital and small m by 2r. What is the total energy? Minus G capital and small m by 2r, right? So these are the formulas that you have to revise because of this problem. ఈ ప్రాబ్లం నుంచి మనం ఈ ఫార్ములాస్ని రివైజ్ చేయాలి. సో ఒకటి పొటెన్షియల్ ఎనర్జీ ఫార్ములా మైనస్ జీ క్యాపిటల్ అండ్ స్మాల్ ఎం బై ఆర్ ప్లస్ హెచ్, ఇంకోటి కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ ఫార్ములా హాఫ్ ఇంటూ ఎం ఇంటూ వి నాట్ స్క్వేర్. This is when this satellite is revolving around the orbit, and we have to remember this orbital velocity, escape velocity, this kinetic energy and potential energy relations. So it's clear for everybody. So next one is this one. A liquid of density 750 kg per meter cube flows smoothly through a horizontal pipe whose cross sectional area changes from 1 into 10 power minus 2 meter square to 0.5 into 10 power minus 2 meter square. The pressure difference between the wide and narrow sections of the pipe is 4,500 pascal. The velocity of a liquid at a wide section is. So here we already solved this kind of problem. That is, this is based upon again, right, Bernoulli's equation. So what is the Bernoulli's equation formula? P plus rho gh plus half into rho into v square equal to constant. That is the basic formula of Bernoulli's equation. So here it is a bigger section, this is a smaller section. Let's say here it is a 1, let's say here it is a 2. So let me say it is nothing but P1 plus rho into G into H1 plus, I could say, plus half into rho into V, right, V1 square is equal to P2 plus rho G H2 plus half into rho into V2 square, right? So this is what you write like this. And there is one more thing here you need to be keep in mind from your basic, that is continuity equation. What is the continuity equation? A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2, and you have to keep also that P is equal to minus half into rho into V square. That is also you have to keep in mind. So these two logics are important here in order to understand this. Is అర్థం కావాలి అంటే you need to keep these two things in mind. ఈ రెండు గుర్తుంటే మనకి ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్ సాల్వ్ చేయడం ఈజీ అయ్యేది. ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఏం చెప్పింది అంటే ఎక్కడైతే ఏరియా ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందో అక్కడ వెలాసిటీ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుందని. ఎక్కడైతే ఏరియా అనేది, రైట్, ఎక్కడైతే ఏరియా ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందో ఈ కుడ్ సే ఏవి ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు కాన్స్టెంట్. ఎక్కడైతే ఏరియా ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందో అక్కడ వెలాసిటీ తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. ఎక్కడైతే వెలాసిటీ తక్కువ ఉంటుందో అక్కడ ప్రెజర్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. కొంచెం మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేస్తున్నా. ఏరియా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే వెలాసిటీ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. వెలాసిటీ తక్కువ ఉంటే ప్రెజర్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. అర్థం కదా? మళ్ళీ ఏరియా తక్కువ ఉంటే వెలాసిటీ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. వెలాసిటీ ఎక్కువ ఉంటే ప్రెజర్ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఇక్కడ ప్రెజర్ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడ ప్రెజర్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ ప్రెజర్ 1 దగ్గర ప్రెజర్ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది, 2 దగ్గర ప్రెజర్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. 1 సెకండ్. సో ఏరియా ఎక్కువ ఉంటే వెలాసిటీ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. వెలాసిటీ తక్కువ ఉంటే ప్రెజర్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. ఏరియా తక్కువ ఉంటే వెలాసిటీ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. వెలాసిటీ ఎక్కువ ఉంటే ప్రెజర్ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఈ పాయింట్ దగ్గర ఏరియా ఎక్కువ అంటే వెలాసిటీ తక్కువ, వెలాసిటీ తక్కువ అంటే ప్రెజర్ ఎక్కువ, రైట్. ఇక్కడ ప్రెజర్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. ఈ P1 దగ్గర ప్రెజర్ 1 సెకండ్, రైట్. సో ద ప్రెజర్ అట్ P1 ఈస్ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ ప్రెజర్ అట్ P2. Therefore ఇప్పుడు దీన్ని ఎటుపట్టుకు రావాలి, వీటిని మాత్రం ఎటుపట్టుకుపోవాలి. అండ్ యూ వుడ్ సే దిస్ ρgh1 అండ్ ρgh2 విల్ బి క్యాన్సల్ బికాస్ వై బోత్ ఆర్ ఇన్ సేమ్, ఆ పాయింట్స్ రెండు ఒకే హాలెన్ లెవెల్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి. Now we could say this P1 minus P2 will be equal to half into rho into ఈ velocity ఎక్కువ, ఈ velocity తక్కువ. Therefore V2 square minus V1 square, right? Clear? You know this can be written as a 4500 will be equal to, you know, of here rho can be written as, what is the rho here, 750, right? You could say V2 minus V1 square. What you have to calculate? Velocity of a liquid at a wide section. You have to find out this V1, right? You need to find out this V1. In order to find out this V1, you have to substitute this value here. So this V1 can be written as, since, you know, right, let me write here. Since, what is A1 here? 10 power minus 2. So 10 power minus 2 into V1, 10 power minus 2 into V1 is equal to 0.5 can be written as 1 by 2 into 10 power minus 2 into, space is not enough. What I say? 10 power minus 2 into V1 is equal to 1 by 2 into 10 power minus 2 into V2, guys. So 10 power minus 2, 10 power minus 2 get cancelled. Therefore, this V2 is equal to, what is the V2 is equal to 2 times of V1. That is what we get, right? This is important, right? So this is from continued equation we get. So therefore, substitute that V2 value here. This will be equal to 2V1, nothing but 4 V1 square minus V1 square can be written as a 3V1 square. So do the remaining calculation to get the answer, right? So that is the Bernoulli's equation. Last time got a Bernoulli's equation on the question depending upon the stores. What is it? Venturimeter nunchi. So again, there is a question from this Bernoulli's equation. So that is important in a fluids. That Bernoulli's equation is important in a fluids. So please keep that Bernoulli's equation in mind. So that is P plus rho GH plus half rho V square is equal to constant. And for example, if both the points are at the same level, that rho GH will be cancelled. So please keep that logic in mind, right? So that is a question on this fluid mechanics. And there is one more question here from the nuclei. So this is a theory question. What it says is, in nuclei, these electrostatic forces are less than these nuclear forces. Basically, these electrostatic forces are electrostatic forces. Electrostatic forces are less than these nuclear forces. Electrostatic forces are less than these nuclear forces. Therefore, the answer will be this one, last one. The answer will be last one. This is the only one reason for that. The answer will be last one. So that is a theory question. And if you want to remember here, what you have to remember from the nucleus, radius of this nucleus is directly proportional to a power 1 by 3. What is A here? What is A here? What do we call this A? It is nothing but atomic mass. So please keep that in mind. Right, R is directly proportional to a power 1 by 3, and you can also keep the delta M or the delta M here, or the delta M formula, Z into M proton minus A minus Z into mass of neutrons, right? So plus here, plus minus mass of this nucleus. So this is the delta M. That is what we call it as a delta M. So please keep that also formula in mind regarding this nuclei. There is a one more formula that you have to keep in mind. Binding energy. What is the binding energy formula? The binding energy can be written as delta M into 931.5 mega electron volt. Delta M into 931.5 mega electron volt. Right? So that is the binding energy formula, guys. That is the binding energy formula. So please keep that also in mind. Mali revise cheyali. Enduku revise cheyali ante we gonna write exams, we gonna fulfill our dreams, right? న్యూక్లియై మీద వచ్చింది అంటే జస్ట్ ఒకసారి 4 ఫార్ములాస్ ఉంటాయి. 4 ఫార్ములాస్ రివైజ్ చేయడం తప్పేముంది? దెర్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ రాంగ్ ఇన్ ఇట్, రైట్? ఒకసారి మనకి అంతా రివైజ్ చేసినట్టు ఉంటుంది అంతే. సో ప్లీజ్ కీప్ దట్ ఆల్ దిస్ ఫార్ములాస్ ఇన్ మైండ్. సో రిగార్డింగ్ దిస్ న్యూక్లియై ఆర్ ఇస్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు a power 1 by 3. ఇక్కడ అడగలేదు, బట్ ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నాం అంటే జస్ట్ ఫర్ రివిజన్ అంతే. Next one is this: in a Rutherford's alpha ray scattering experiment, distance of closest approach for the alpha particle is 9 into 10 power minus 14 meter. If the target nucleus has atomic number as 80, then the maximum kinetic energy of alpha particle in electron volt is what? Right? So this is the nucleus. It is having this atomic number as 80. It is a nucleus having this atomic number as 80. This atomic number as 80. If what do you mean by atomic number? Atomic number is nothing but number of protons. What is the number of protons here inside the nucleus? This is 80 protons are there. If there are 80 protons, what is the charge of it? 80 into E. What is the A here? Charge of single electron charge, proton charge, they both are equal. Therefore nuclear charge anta ante 80 into E. So which is the charge of this? For example, whenever there is a charged body, there is a potential energy around it. If you guys remember, there is a potential energy around it. What is the potential energy formula? What is the potential energy formula here? We could say minus K Q1 Q2 by, or it is just generally K Q1 Q2 by K Q1 Q2 by R here. So depending upon this charges, whether it is minus or plus, you will understand it, right? So therefore here ఇప్పుడు దీన్ని మనం త్రో చేస్తాం విత్ సమ్ వెలాసిటీ ఆర్ విత్ గివింగ్ సమ్ కైనటిక్ ఎనర్జీ. ఇప్పుడు దీని కైనటిక్ ఎనర్జీ అంత ఏమేజ్ అంటే స్లోగా దట్ విల్ బి కన్వర్టెడ్ ఇంటూ పొటెన్షియల్ ఎనర్జీ. సో ఎక్కడైతే కైనటిక్ ఎనర్జీ అంతా కూడా పొటెన్షియల్ ఎనర్జీ కింద కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుందో దేర్ ఇట్ విల్ స్టాప్. Therefore this kinetic energy of this alpha particle should be equal to kinetic energy, so potential energy at that particular point. Let's say it is at a distance of R. Therefore we could say K here, K can be written as, so K can be written as, K value is 9 into 10 power 9. 9 into 10 power 9 into Q1 can be written as 80 here. That is a nucleus charge. So 8 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, right? So again 1.6 into, let me bring this side, no space. So this kinetic energy is equal to 9 into 10 power 9, right, into Q1 can be written as 80 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, right? Again 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 because of this alpha particle. So there is a mistake here. What is the alpha particle charge? This is the 2 times of proton, so into 2, right? So by what is the R value here? R value is nothing but 9 into 10 power 9 into 10 power minus 14. Still it is not over. This everything will be in a joules. This everything will be in a joules, but we have to convert this into electron volt, right? So this joules can be written as electron volt by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So this one get cancelled. So if you do this calculation, you will get the answer. If you do this calculation, you will get the answer as K is equal to 256 into 10 power 4. So please do that calculation. Don't leave them, right? So here what you have to remember, what you need to remember here, you need to remember this relation, that is 1 electron volt can be written as 1 electron volt is equal to, what is the 1 electron volt? You could say 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. If you do not have it, you cannot do this problem. ఇది నీకు తెలియకపోతే నువ్వు ఈజీ సాల్వ్ చేయడం కష్టం. సో this is the one relation that you have to keep in mind, right? This is the one important relation that need to be keep in mind. 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. That is what you have to remember. And one more is this alpha particle. You have to remember alpha particle, right? The mass of this alpha particle is equal to, how much is it? 4 times of mass of proton, and the charge of this alpha particle is equal to what? 2 times of charge of the proton. And you could clearly say that the alpha particle is also nothing but helium, or right? The alpha particle also can be written as a He plus 2. The alpha particle can also be written as a He plus 2. So please keep that in our mind. Clear? So these are all the things that you have to keep in mind regarding this problem. ఈ ప్రాబ్లంలో నువ్వు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన ఇవన్నీ కూడా మెయిన్గా ఏవి గుర్తున్నా గుర్తులేకపోయినా అట్లీస్ట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రిమెంబర్ దిస్ ఆల్ఫా మాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఆల్ఫా పార్టికల్ అండ్ charge of that alpha particle you have to keep in mind, and you have to keep this 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. These two things you have to keep in mind from this question. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ రిపీట్ చేయాలని ఏం లేదు. there is no rule such that రాజ్యాంగంలో రాసలేదు. So if there is a other question from this alpha particle based, so please keep all these logics in our mind in order to solve this, right? So next one is this one. In a constant volume gas thermometer, pressure of gas at 0 degree Celsius, 100 degree Celsius and 30 degree Celsius is found to be 1 atmosphere, 2 atmosphere and 1.6 atmosphere respectively. The temperature theta in degree Celsius is, right? So at 0 degree Celsius, let me say there is a temperature here, there is a pressure here. There is a temperature here, there is a pressure here. At 0 degree Celsius, the pressure is 1 atmosphere. The pressure is 1 atmosphere. At 100 degree Celsius, the pressure is 2 atmosphere. At some unknown temperature T, the pressure is 1.6 atmosphere. Now we have to find out what the temperature is. You need to find out what the temperature is. The formula that you use here, this scales concept. So measurement minus lower fixed point by measurement minus lower fixed point by upper fixed point minus lower fixed point, right, will be equal to here also measurement minus lower fixed point by, you have a upper fixed point minus lower fixed point. This is how we scales two different scales here, but here we are just comparing this temperature and the pressure, right? So when pressure is, what is the pressure here, what is the measurement of pressure? This is a 1.6. This is 1.6 lower fixed point దగ్గర, I mean 0 దగ్గర ఎంత 1, right, by, you could see here it is nothing but 100 దగ్గర, what is the, here the maximum is 100, so 100 దగ్గర ఎంత 2 minus 1 will be equal to, you don't know this temperature here T minus lower fixed point here, what is the lower fixed point, so which is nothing but 0 by, you could say 100, right? So now you could clearly get the answer. So 1.6 minus 1 can be written as 0.6. 0.6 into 100 can be written as a T. Therefore this T is equal to 60 degree Celsius. That is the temperature required. That was the temperature required. So you have to keep this thing in mind. This measurement minus lower fixed point by upper fixed point minus lower fixed point is equal to measurement minus lower fixed point by upper fixed point minus lower fixed point. So this is the thermal properties of matter, and its weightage is very very low. So రైట్, దీని గురించి ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడే అవసరం లేదు. లెట్స్ సీ వెదర్ ఇంకో ప్రాబ్లం ఎప్పుడైనా వస్తే అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ మాట్లాడడం దాని గురించి. క్లియర్? నెక్స్ట్ దిస్ వన్. సో 2 particles of masses 2 kg and 3 kg are moving in perpendicular directions with velocities 4 meter per second and 2 meter per second respectively. The magnitude of the velocity of center of mass of the 2 particles is. So you know the basic formula of the center of mass along this x-axis or y-axis or z-axis. Xm is equal to, or let's say about position vector. So this RCM is equal to, what is RCM here? M1 R1 plus M1 R1 bar plus M2 R2 bar, right? Position vector M2 R2 bar by, you could say M1 plus M2. You could say M1 plus M2. If you just differentiate with respect to time, you get this VCM is equal to, you could say M1 V1 bar plus M2 V2 bar by M2 V2 bar by, you could say, which is M1 plus M2, right? If you again differentiate with respect to time, again you get this ACM is equal to M1 A1 bar plus M2 A2 bar, right? M2 A2 bar by M1 plus M2. This is what we get from this center of mass concept. Now this formula, this particular question is based upon this one, that is VCM is equal to M1 V1 bar plus M2 V2 bar by M1 bar plus M2 bar. So here therefore let me solve this first, right? You could say this VCM is equal to, you could say this VCM is equal to, what is this M1 value? 2, right? 2 into, this can be written as 2 into 4 I cap, 2 into 4 I cap plus 3 into 2 J cap, right? So by, you could say this can be written as 2 3 5. So this is, this numerator will be 8 I cap plus 6 J cap. So if I find out the magnitude, that will be equal to 10. So it will be equal to 10 by 5. 10 by 5 is equal to what? 2 meter per second. 10 by 5 is equal to 2 meter per second. That is the velocity of a center of mass. That is a velocity of a center of mass, right? That is the velocity of center of mass. So that is what we have to remember here. That is what you need to remember here. But let's say there is a one more concept which you need to be get clarity on this. ఇక్కడ ఇంకో కాన్సెప్ట్ కూడా ఉంటుంది, that has to be discussed and that has to be cleared, right? For example, if there is an object here, there is object here having some mass, and there is object here having also some mass. Let's say there is M1 here, there is M2 here, there is M1 here, there is M2 here. One second. It is having a mass of M1, it is having a mass of M2, right? Now there is a center of mass here. There is center of mass here. ఇప్పుడు ఈ రెండు డ్యూ టు దిస్ మ్యూచువల్ అట్రాక్షన్స్ వల్ల ఇన్ కేస్ ఇది ఇటు మూవ్ అవుతుంది అనుకోండి, ఇది ఇటు మూవ్ అవుతుంది అనుకోండి, యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఇటు మూవ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే ఇది ఇటు సైడ్ మూవ్ అవ్వాలి. ఎందుకు మూవ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఇవి ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్ వల్ల మూవ్ అవ్వట్లేదు, ఓన్లీ ఇంటర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్ మూవ్ అవుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఏమీ షిఫ్ట్ కాదు. సో సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఏమీ షిఫ్ట్ కాకపోతే సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ యొక్క వెలాసిటీ ఎంత అంటే దట్ విల్ బి ఈక్వల్ టు 0. If center of mass velocity is equal to 0, then you could say M1 plus M2 will be equal to 0. Then you could say this M1 V1 bar is equal to M2 V2 bar minus, you will get a minus here. So that minus indicates they both has to be moving in opposite directions, right? So let me say, ఇప్పుడు నీకు ఇది నీట్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇది 2 kg 3 kg ఉందనుకో, ఇది ఇటు సైడ్ 4 meter per second తో పోతూ ఉంటే ఇది ఇటు సైడ్ ఎంత పోవాలి అంటే యూ కుడ్ ఈజీలీ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ హియర్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ డూ ఇట్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద వన్ మోర్ కాన్సెప్ట్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ ఇన్ ద మైండ్, రైట్? ఇన్ కేస్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్లో ఎటువంటి షిఫ్ట్ లేకపోతే ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఒక 2 meters మూవ్ అయితే వేరే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఎంత మూవ్ అవ్వాలి, ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ మూవ్ అవ్వాలి అండ్ ఎట్ సైడ్ మూవ్ అవ్వాలి. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్స్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ ఇన్ ద మైండ్ రిగార్డింగ్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్. సో ఈ క్వశ్చన్ మనకు వచ్చినప్పుడు యూ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆల్సో. ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ను కూడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే బెటర్. కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటి? ఇన్ కేస్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ షిఫ్ట్ అవ్వకపోతే ఒక బాడీ ఎంత వెలాసిటీతో పోతే సెకండ్ బాడీ ఎంత వెలాసిటీతో పోవాలి, ఒక బాడీ A1 యాక్సిలరేషన్తో పోతే సెకండ్ బాడీ ఎంత యాక్సిలరేషన్తో పోవాలి. దట్ ఈస్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ ఇన్ ద మైండ్ రిగార్డింగ్ దిస్ వన్. Regarding this problem, you have to keep all these formulas in mind, right? So this is the concept taken from the Vernier calipers. The division of the main scale of Vernier calipers reads 1 mm and 10 divisions of the Vernier scale is equal to the 9 divisions main scale. When the two jaws of the instrument touch each other, the zero of the Vernier lies is to the right zero of the main scale and its fourth division coincide with the main scale division. So from here, this is a 0 of a main scale, and this is the 0 of a Vernier scale, right? Now the 0 of a Vernier scale is right side of the 0 of a main scale. So what is the error? Positive error. What is the positive error value? Here is saying that fourth division is coinciding, so this is the fourth division. This is the fourth division, therefore you can find out this error is, what is the error here? So error is positive error, negative error, positive error. Enduku positive error? Because of right side, so error is equal to what? 4 into LC. Error is equal to 4 into LC. Error is 4 into LC. You know what is LC here, right? So LC is equal to MSD minus VSD. You know error formula MSD minus VSD. I already done this video, right? So please keep that, or please go and watch it again if you do not understand this MSD minus VSD. So from here you can get a least count and you will substitute here. So when a spherical bob is placed between the jars, the 0 of the Vernier scale lies in between 4.1 and a 4.2, right? Let me say this is 4. Let me say this is 4 centimeter. This is, let me say this is 5 centimeter, right? Now this is called 4.1 and this is called a 4.2. This is 4.1, this is 4.2. Now it is in between of 4.1 and 4.2. The 0 of a Vernier is between 4.1 and 4.2. If it is between 4.1 and 4.2, we will take this MSR how much? We will take this MSR is equal to 4.1, right? We will take the least one if it is in between them, right? So 4.1 centimeter. MSR is 4.1 centimeter, and what about a VSR? Now it is going to be 6 division is going to be coincide. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th division is going to be coincide. Therefore the VSR will be equal to how much? VSR and the VSR is equal to 6. So therefore you know the reading formula, that is important. Anta నేర్చుకొని reading formula మర్చిపోతే అంతే ఇంకా. So MSR plus VSR into LC plus or minus error here. Since it is a positive error, you have to subtract minus error, right? So minus error. So substitute all the values, guys. You will get the answer. This is one thing that you have to keep in the mind, and you have to keep how to calculate this error also. Please keep this also in the mind. Clear? So that is about Vernier calipers problem, right? So there is nothing, already మొత్తం అన్ని వచ్చేసినాయి, మన దీనిలో రివైజ్ చేయడానికి ఏం లేదు. Next one is this one. From the current electricity in the given circuit, current flowing through the 3 ohm resistance is, right? So 6 ohms and 3 ohm, they both are in a parallel here. 6 and 3 both are in a parallel. 6 into 3 by 6 plus 3, this will be equal to what? Sorry. So 6 into 3 parallel, the net resistance is here 2 ohms, and here it is nothing but 1 ohm. And this 2 ohm and 1 ohm, they both are in series. So this will be equal to 3 volt. So therefore the current here, current is equal to 3 by 3, which is nothing but 1 ampere, right? 1 ampere. Now we have to understand one important logic here. So the current passing through is 1 ampere. The current through passing through this 1 ampere. ఇక్కడ నీకు ఒక ఇంపార్టెంట్ విషయం అర్థం అవ్వాలి, రైట్? Let me explain that in detail. The current passing is 1 ampere. Let me make it clear, right? 1 second, just give me 2 minutes time. One second. Or else let me directly write the answer. చేయొచ్చు, బట్ సర్లే చేస్తా. 1 second చేస్తా అని చెప్పే కదా. Right? So the current here is I, and ikkada current is I1, ikkada current is I2, right? And here it is resistance is R1, and here it is resistance is R2. Now we have to divide the current here, right? We need to divide the current here. Both the voltages are same, and current is dividing, therefore you could say this voltage is same here in a both. So what is the voltage formula? V is equal to, what is the voltage formula? What is the voltage here? Or before that, let me say this I is equal to I1 plus I2. I is equal to I1 plus I2, right? ఈ కరెంట్ ఇలా డివైడ్ అవుతుంది. I is equal to I1 plus I2. Clear? Now let me write this. You can write this I is equal to I1 plus I2 here, and here the voltages are same, right? The voltages are same. What is the voltage here? V1 will be equal to V2 since the both are parallel. So V1 can be written as I1 into R1, and V2 can be written as I2 into R2. Therefore, let me say this I1 is equal to, guys, this I1 is equal to I2 R2 by I1. If I substitute this value here, I could get this I is equal to, what is I? So I'm gonna replace this, can be written as, what is the I1 here? I1 can be written as I2 R2. So this is R1, right? So my friends, I2 R2 by R1, I2 R2 by R1 plus I2, right? So now I could get this I is equal to, if I take out this I2 out, this can be written as R1 plus R2 by R1, right? Therefore, this R1 is equal to, what is R1 here? R1 is equal to, sorry, I want I2. I2 is equal to I into R1 by R1 plus R2. ఇంత చేయవలసిన లేదు, దీన్ని డైరెక్ట్గా రాయొచ్చు, బట్ నీకు అర్థం కావాలి కాబట్టి రాస్తాను. I1 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు I ఇంటూ R2 బై R1 ప్లస్ R2. అట్లీస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ఈ ప్రాబ్లం చేయకపోయినా నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాబ్లం చేస్తారు అనే థాట్తో మీకు ఇంత చెప్పాల్సి వచ్చింది. I2 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు I ఇంటూ R1 బై R1 ప్లస్ R2, and you could say that I1 is equal to I into R2 by I1 plus R2, and there is a one more relation that you have to keep in mind, that is I is inversely proportional to the resistance. The current will be inversely proportional to the resistance here, right? అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఈ 1 ఆంపియర్ పాస్ అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు నీకు 6 దీంట్లో పోయే కరెంట్ కావాలంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ దిస్ ఆపోజిట్ వన్, రైట్? సో లెట్ మీ రైట్ హియర్, వన్ సెకండ్. ఇప్పుడు నేను దేంట్లో కనుక్కోవాలి? ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 3 ohmsలోకి పోయే కరెంట్ కావాలి. సో 3 ohmsలోకి పోయే కరెంట్ కావాలి అంటే 3 ohmsలో పోయాలి కావాలంటే నేను ఆపోజిట్ తీసుకోవాలి. సో హియర్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాకు ఇప్పుడు R2లో కావాలి అంటే, R2లో కరెంట్ కావాలి అంటే, రిపీటింగ్ R2లో కరెంట్ కావాలి అంటే, వాట్ ఇస్ ద కరెంట్ ఇన్ R2? I2, దట్ I2 కెన్ బి రిటన్ యాస్ టోటల్ కరెంట్ ఇంటూ ఆపోజిట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ బై టోటల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్. దేర్ఫోర్ ఇప్పుడు నాకు 3లోకి పోయేది కావాలి అంటే I could say this I3 is equal to, I could say that I3 is equal to total current is 1, right? Total current is 1 into opposite resistance and the 6 by this total resistance and the 9. Therefore, I could say this is nothing but how much? It is nothing but 2 by 3. That is equal to 2 by 3 amperes. That is how we solve it. So please keep these formulas in mind at least for the next time. So this current in parallel lo current అనేది direct inversely proportional resistance ఉంటుంది, రైట్? సో ఆపోజిట్ కావాలంటే, ఆపోజిట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ కావాలంటే యూ విల్ టేక్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దీంట్లో పోయి కరెంట్ కావాలంటే టోటల్ కరెంట్ ఇంటూ దిస్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ బై టోటల్ రెసిస్టెన్స్. లేదు దీంట్లో పోయి కరెంట్ కావాలి అంటే ఆపోజిట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఇంటూ టోటల్ కరెంట్ బై నెట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్. క్లియర్? హోప్ దిస్ క్లియర్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీవన్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, దిస్ వన్. సో యావరేజ్ ఫోర్స్ ఎగ్జర్టెడ్ ఆన్ a reflecting surface at a normal incidence. At normal incidence is 2 into 10 power minus 4 Newton. If 300 watt per centimeter square is the light energy flux during the span of 2 hours, the area of the surface is what? Right? So this is a direct formulas from this radiation pressure. So there is a radiation pressure formulas. You know, force formula, force is equal to, you could say force is equal to 2 into IA by C. 2 into IA by C if it is completely reflecting surface. Therefore everything here, you know, force and you know everything, so you could say directly here this A is equal to F into C by 2I. F into C by 2I. So you can directly get the answer from here, right? But మనం ఈ ఒక్క ప్రాబ్లం చేస్తే యూజ్ ఏ ఉంది, రైట్? సో వన్స్ రివైజ్ ఆల్ ద ఫార్ములాస్ వన్స్. దిస్ ఈస్ ఫర్ కంప్లీట్లీ రిఫ్లెక్టింగ్. This is for completely reflecting. That is for completely reflecting. If it is completely observing, if it is a completely observing surface, then you could say this P is equal to, what is the formula guys? IA by C. If it is a completely observing, you could say this P is equal to IA by C. So please keep this in mind, right? So from here you can find out this radiation pressures also. If it is a completely reflecting surface, you can say pressure is equal to, you could say pressure is equal to force per area. Therefore you could say pressure is equal to I, this 2I by C. Pressure is equal to 2I by C, and here also the same, pressure is equal to I by C. If it is completely what? Completely absorbing aithe I by C, completely reflecting aithe 2I by C. So please keep these formulas also in mind along with this. Right? That is the pressure formula. These are the force formulas. Just substitute the values, you will get the answer for this, right? Clear? సో నెక్స్ట్ ఏమొచ్చినప్పుడు ఇంకొన్ని ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఇంకొన్ని ఫార్ములాస్ ఉన్నాయి, అవి మళ్ళీ మాట్లాడదాం. సో మీన్ వైల్ just remember the force as well as the pressure. So force is 2IA by C if it is for completely reflecting, and IA by C for completely absorbing, and the pressure is 2IA by C, and here the pressure is also I by C. The pressure is also here I by C. And there is a one more here that you have to be keep in mind. If it is completely reflecting కాకుండా completely observing కాకుండా partially reflecting and partially observing అయితే, you could say this power is equal to IA by C, right? IA by C into 1 plus R. IA by C into 1 plus R. If it is a pressure అయితే, you could say IA by A here, right? I by C into 1 plus R. I by C into 1 plus R. So these are the formulas that you have to keep in mind. If it is completely absorbing కాదు, completely reflecting కూడా కాదు అనుకుంటే, you need to be keep these formulas in mind, right? So next one. So 2 moles of monatomic gas is mixed with 4 moles of diatomic gas. Then we have to find this Cp by Cv of the mixture. So Cp by Cv of the mixture is nothing but gamma mixture, right? So you have to find out a gamma mixture here. You need to find out gamma mixture. So before gamma mixture, you need to find this internal energy. So internal energy can be written as, already told you in a previous class, internal energy can be written as F by 2 into nr delta T. ఇక్కడ చాలా చాలా ఫార్ములాస్ ఉంటాయి that you have to keep in mind. ఈ పర్టికులర్ కాన్సెప్ట్లో U is equal to F by 2 into nr delta T, or this can also be written U is equal to, you could say R by gamma minus 1, nr by gamma minus 1 into delta T. You can also write like this, ఇలా కూడా రాయొచ్చు. Therefore ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ two gases ఉన్నాయి. So therefore this total energy is equal to U1 plus U2, right? So this can be written as, this total can be written as N1 plus N2 by gamma minus 1 into R delta T. And here also you could say N1 by gamma minus 1 into R delta T plus N2 by gamma minus 1 into R delta T cancel ayyadi. Therefore I didn't write it. So this is for the mixture, this is for gamma 1, this is for the gamma 2, right? So therefore substitute all the values here, you will get direct answer, right? You will get direct answer. Substitute all the values, you will get direct answer. So that is the gamma mixture formula. If it is CV mixture and a CV mixture, those formulas also important at least for the next exam. So మళ్ళీ గామా మిక్స్ మీద అడగాలని రూల్ ఏమీ లేదు. సో CV mix can be written as N1 CV1 plus N2 CV2 by, you could say N1 plus N2 The same way CP mixture can also be written as, this CP mixture is equal to, you could say N1 CP1 plus N2 CP2 by, you could say N1 plus N2. You could say N1 plus N2, and there is a one more formula that you have to keep in mind. This gamma is equal to F plus 2 by F. Gamma equal to F plus 2 by F. So please keep that in mind. And you could say this F is equal to, you could say, you can directly write gamma is equal to F plus 2 by F. So please keep that in mind. So these are the formula that you have to keep in mind here regarding this question. ఏంటి సార్ ఫార్ములా చెప్తున్నారు అంటే, ఆల్రెడీ క్వశ్చన్ ఇక్కడే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను నేను. యూ నీడ్ టు జస్ట్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ ఓన్లీ ద వాల్యూస్, ఆల్రెడీ ఇక్కడే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. జస్ట్ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ ఇట్. బట్ మనకు కావాల్సింది ఏంటి అంటే ఈ ప్రాబ్లం చేయడం కాదు కదా, మనకు కావాల్సింది ఈ ప్రాబ్లం చేయడం కాదు. మరి ఏం కావాలి అంటే, వాట్ వీ వాంట్, జస్ట్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్నీ క్లియర్గా ఉండాలి. అట్లీస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు చేయకపోయినా నెక్స్ట్ ఎగ్జామ్కైనా చేసేలా ఉండాలి, రైట్? So this one, if a kinetic energy of a body becomes 4 times, then the percentage change in its momentum is. So you know the formula is, basic formula, since you know this kinetic energy, Ke equal to P square by 2m, right? Ke is equal to P square by 2m. Therefore you can get this P is equal to under root of 2km. This P is equal to under root of 2km, right? And now he's saying this, what he's saying? He's saying kinetic energy is doubled, 4 times. Therefore you could say this P dash is equal to under root of, this can be written as under root of 2 into k. K can be written as 4 times of k into m. This can be written as 2 times of under root of 2km. under root of 2 km. Therefore that will be equal to 2 times of p, that is what, p dash. Now we have to find out a percentage change. Therefore delta p by p into 100, right? Delta p by p into 100 is equal to, you could say, p2 minus p1 by p1 into 100, right? So that will be equal to how much? P2 minus p1 is how much? Which is going to be like 100, right? Again, p2 minus p1 is nothing but 2p by 2p minus p by p into 100. That will be equal to how much is it? It is going to be 100 again, so it is going to be 100%, right? That is a question that you have to be keep in your mind. So it is only the basic question. It is only basic question. Next one is this one. A bob of mass m at rest explodes into two pieces of masses in the ratio of 1:3. If speed of the lighter piece is v after explosion, then the kinetic energy just after the explosion of the bomb is. So now it is becoming into two parts like this. So one is having a heavier, other one is a lighter one. So this will have a mass as, right now it is the ratio of 1:3. Therefore let's say it is nothing but 4 m by 4. Let's say it is nothing but 3 m by 4, the masses, right? One is m by 4, another one is 3 m by 4. Now one more logic is that here this momentum has to be conserved because of this explosion is happened దీనివల్ల ఇంటర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్ వల్ల జరిగింది కాబట్టి. సో ఏమవ్వాలి అంటే సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ కాన్స్టెంట్గా ఉండాలి. సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ కాన్స్టెంట్గా ఉండాలి అంటే మొమెంటం కూడా కాన్స్టెంట్గానే ఉంటుంది. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్ ఏమీ లేవు అంటే, రైట్, ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్ ఏమీ లేవు అంటే మొమెంటం అంతా కాన్స్టెంట్గా ఉండాలి. అంటే మొమెంటం కాన్స్టెంట్గా ఉంది మీన్స్ ఇనిషియల్ మొమెంటం ఎంతైతే ఉందో, ఇనిషియల్ మొమెంటం ఆఫ్ సిస్టమ్ షుడ్ బి ఈక్వల్ టు ఫైనల్ మొమెంటం ఆఫ్ సిస్టమ్. So initial momentum of system is 0 because at rest, and final momentum will be, there are two bodies, one is m by 4 into v, other one is, right, other one is plus m by 3m by 4, right, 3m by 4 into v dash, right? So therefore you could say this 3m by 4 into v dash will be equal to m by 4 into v, right? This m get cancelled, 4 get cancelled. Therefore this v dash will be equal to what? V by 3. V dash will be equal to v by 3. Now we have to find out kinetic energy of this body. So kinetic energy is equal to what? Kinetic energy will be equal to smaller piece kinetic energy, smaller piece mass m by 4, right, into v square plus bigger mass kinetic energy of into, what is the mass of it? 3m by 4 into kinetic energy will be equal to of into small m by 4 into v square plus, this one can be written as 3m by half into 3m by 4 into, what is it, v by 3. Therefore I could say v square by 9. So do it, you will get answer. Clear? Next one, this one. So this is from rotational motion, right? A rigid rod rotates about its one end in a horizontal circle. If the speed of a particle on the rod at a distance of 2 cm from its axis is 6 meter per second, then the speed of another particle on the rod at a distance of 3 cm from the same axis is, what is the, since the velocity is equal to this linear velocity, relation between linear velocity and angular velocity, v is equal to r omega. When the body is rotating, right, when the rigid body is rotating, this omega will be same for all the particles. Therefore this velocity is only directly proportional to r here. Therefore you could say v2 by v1. v2 by v1 is equal to, you could say, r2 by r1. So you have to find out this v2 here. v2 is equal to r2. r2 is what? r2 is what? At the distance of 3 by, this is the distance of 3 and this is the distance of 2 centimeters. So 3 by 2 into, this can be written as a 6, right? So therefore cancel, that will be equal to 9. This v2 is equal to 9 meter per second. The v2 is equal to 9 meter per second. That is the answer for this. This is also a basic question, easy one. That is also a basic question. So next one is this logic gate. The truth table for the circuit given in the figure is, right? So this is, NOT gate and AND gate. So what the NOT gate will do, that will reverse the input. So therefore you will get here as, one second. So this will reverse it. Therefore here you will get it as a bar, and here you will get it as a b bar, and this is a AND gate. What that AND gate will do, that will multiply the inputs. So if this multiplies the input, that will be equal to what? That will be equal to A bar dot B bar, right? A bar dot B bar, A bar dot B bar, since according to this De Morgan's theorem, according to the De Morgan's theorem, this A plus B whole bar can be written as A bar dot B bar. A bar dot B bar. Now this A bar dot B bar can be written as De Morgan's theorem again. So this A bar B bar can be written as this A plus B bar. What does this A plus B bar indicate? That is nothing but OR gate. This A plus B bar indicates this is nothing but OR gate, right? So this is going to be, this total is going to be act like as not OR gate. So that will be going to be act as NOR gate. So what the NOR gate will do, that will add and reverse. This NOR gate will do add and reverse, right? So 0 0, if it is low and low, has to be low but it is high. ఇక్కడ రివర్స్ చేసింది. యాక్చువల్గా ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ నార్ గేట్, వాట్ దట్ విల్ డూ ఇస్ ఇట్ విల్ యాడ్ ద ఇన్పుట్స్ అండ్ రివర్స్ ఇట్. ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ ద లో, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రివర్స్ 1. ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే 1 బట్ రివర్స్ ఈజ్ లో. ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే లో బట్ రివర్స్ ఈజ్ ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే హై అండ్ రివర్స్ ఈజ్ లో. ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే లో, రివర్స్ ఈజ్, ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే హై, రివర్స్ ఈజ్ లో. సో కాబట్టి మేబీ ఆప్షన్ ఈజ్ 1. Option is 1. So that is the answer for this question, right? That is the answer for this question. Clear? So there are, how many gates are there? 7 gates, like. So please keep this logics in mind. There are 2 gates, JOR gate as well as the XNOR gate. For this XOR gate, the formula is AB bar plus BA bar, at least for the next exam, right? And for this XNOR is, this is nothing but AB plus A bar B bar, AB plus A bar B bar, right? So this XOR, the truth table is, if both are same inputs, the output will be low. If the both are same inputs, the output will be low. What I mean to say, for example, if it is 0 0, the output is low. If it is 1 0, the output is 1. If it is 0 1, the output is 1. If it is 1 1, the output is 0. That is meaning of this XOR gate. That is the meaning of XOR gate. What about the XNOR gate? If the outputs are same, then the output is, if the inputs are same, the output is high. What is the meaning of it? If it is 0 0, that is going to be 1. If it is 1 0, that is going to be 0. If it is 0 1, that is going to be 0. If it is 1 1, that is going to be 1. So this is for XNOR, right? So this is for XOR. This is the truth table of XOR and this is the truth table of XNOR. So please keep these things for the next exam. ఈ ఎగ్జామ్కి ఓకే, ఇట్స్ అ సిల్లీ వన్, బట్ నెక్స్ట్ ఎగ్జామ్కి అది అడగని రోల్ ఏం లేదు. సో ప్లీజ్ కీప్ దట్ ఇన్ మైండ్. సో నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఇస్ దిస్ వన్. A force F acting on a body at a rest varies with the time t as F is equal to 40 plus 1 Newton. The momentum of the body at time t is equal to 3 seconds is, impulse can be written as, right? Since the basic formula of this Newton second law can be written as F is equal to delta P by delta t. Delta P by delta t, or you could also say that this F is equal to dP by dt. F equal to dP by dt, guys. Therefore from here you could say this dP is equal to F into dt. If you just, this can be written as impulse. So if you just integrate it, you will get the answer. So therefore integral of dP will be equal to, right? Integral of dP is equal to, you could say integral of, what is it? F can be written as a 40 plus 1 here, 40 plus 1 into, you could say dt. So the limits are from 0 to 3 here. Here the initial momentum is 0 and the final momentum is p. So therefore you can easily find out. So please keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind. And for the next exam, what you have to keep in mind from this concept is the graphs. What need to be keep in mind is graphs. So if there is a momentum and a time graph, right? If there is a momentum and time graph, there is a momentum here, there is a time here, guys. If there is a momentum and there is a time here, the slope of this one, right? The slope of this one can be, the slope of this graph is going to be force. So you could say here this tan theta is equal to, dP by dt. The tan theta is equal to dP by dt, that dP by dt is going to be force, right? And if it is a force versus time graph, if it is force versus time graph, right? If it is force versus time graph, the area is going to be the impulse. The area is going to be impulse, or this area is going to be what? That, one second. The area is going to be impulse, or area is going to be change in momentum. Change in momentum and impulse are both are same, right? So this area is going to be what? Impulse or change in momentum. This is going to be impulse, or that is going to be change in momentum delta P. At least for the next exam, so just keep these things in mind, right? So next one, this one. So two conducting spheres A and B having a charges 7 microcoulombs and 1 microcoulomb are kept in contact. Then the charge on the sphere A becomes. So this is a easy question, guys. You can do it. So in the conduction, if identical bodies are bring in contact, so let's say it is having, so it is having 7 microcoulomb. It's having 7 microcoulomb and it's having minus 1 microcoulomb, right? So if I bring in contact, so what happens? The charge will share equally. So 7 minus 1 will be like 6. So 6 by 2 will be like a 3 microcoulomb and 3 microcoulomb. That will be like easy answer. So no need to do it. That is easy concept, right? So next one, this one. Angle of incidence of light in medium A is 45 degrees, right? Let me say there is a medium here, medium A and medium B. So let it be like medium A and let it be like medium B. So it is making an angle of incidence here 45 degrees. It's making an angle of incidence 45 degrees. It enters into medium B. Then the ray deviates towards normal by 15. So actually it is 1 and it is deviates. Actually it has to go straight like this, but it is deviating like this. It is deviating like this. How much? It is nothing but 15 degrees. Actually this total is how much? 45. The total is how much? 45 here. Therefore this angle of refraction is almost 30 degrees. The angle of refraction is 30 degrees. Now what do you have to calculate? The ratio of velocity of a light in a medium A to that of medium in a B is. So you know, according to, if I apply the Snell's law over here, you could say this NA sin 45 will be equal to NB sin 30. NB sin 30, that is the Snell's law, right? Or you could say, let me write Snell's law first. N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R, that was the Snell's law. N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R, that was the Snell's law, right? This is Snell's law, so please keep that in mind. Therefore, you could say this can be written as a NA sin 45 can be written as 1 by root 2 will be equal to N2 into sin 30 can be written as root 3 by 2. Sorry, sin 30 can be written as, sin 30 can be written as a 1 by 2. Therefore, you could say NB here. There you could say NA by NB is equal to NA by NB equal to what? NA by NB is equal to, so it can be written as a 1 by root 2, right? And this NA by NB can be written as velocity of, since formula N is equal to C by V, right? This N is refractive index is inversely proportional to the velocity of a light in a medium. Therefore, this can be written as a VB by VA, right? But it is asking VA to VB. Therefore, this VA by VB will be equal to root 2, right? Root 2 is to 1. That is the answer for this question, right? So please keep these formulas in mind. Clear? Next one, an alternate rest is accelerating through a potential difference of 300 volt if the de Broglie wavelength of electron in angstroms is 1 by root m, then m is 1 by root m is. So here, therefore, the de Broglie wavelength formula, since this lambda can be written as lambda is equal to h by p, lambda equal to h by p, that lambda is equal to h by p can be written as under root of 2 km. Already we done this previous problem. Under root of 2 km, and this lambda can also be written as h by under root of 2 k can be written as a qvm, right? So these are all the formulas of this wavelength, and here by using this one, if I substitute all the values of mass of electron and a charge of electron, and if I substitute this Planck constant value, then you could get this lambda is equal to under root of 150 by v. That will be equal to lambda is equal to 150 by v, where that v is a potential. Therefore, I can write the under root of 150 by 300, right? So this one get cancelled. Therefore, this lambda is equal to, so how much is it? So this will be equal to 1 by root 2, right? Therefore this m is equal to 2. That's the answer for this. Sorry. So you have to keep these formulas in mind. Please keep all these formulas in mind, especially this one. Right? Clear? So next one is this one. It is from this sound waves concept. A closed and open organ pipes in first overtone produces 4 bits per second. If the velocity of sound in air is 330 meter per second, length of open and closed organ pipes are 30 centimeter and closed pipe is n by 2208 centimeter respectively. The value of n is, so first overtone in a closed organ pipe and first overtone in open organ pipe. So first overtone is nothing but third harmonic. First overtone is nothing but third harmonic. First overtone is nothing but third harmonic. So first overtone will be equal to third harmonic, right? First harmonic is equal to third harmonic for what? For closed pipe. This is for that is for closed pipe. So third harmonic nothing but 3 times of fundamental. Fundamental is nothing but how much? V by 4L. V by 4L. So that is the frequency of closed. The same way frequency of open can be written as frequency of open is nothing but ikkada first overtone is nothing but second harmonic. First overtone is nothing but second harmonic here. Therefore you could say 2 into second harmonic is nothing but 2 times of fundamental. What is the fundamental here? V by 2 into L. The L's are different, L1 here, L2 here. So this 2 to get cancelled. Therefore this beats can be written as frequency difference between these two. Therefore you could say this Fc minus F naught equal to 4, guys. Right. Now what you have to do is, what you need to do is Fc minus F naught is equal to 4. Then you could say this 4 is equal to, what is the 4 here, which can be written as a 3V by 4L1 minus V by L2. So please calculate this, you will get it. Calculate that, you will get it. So here you have to keep this thing in mind. First overtone. One second. Right. So please it first overtone in a closed is equal to third harmonic, and first overtone in a open is equal to this what? Second harmonic. So please do it, you will get it. Right. Next one, this one. A proton goes undeflected in a crossed electric and magnetic field. The fields are perpendicular to each other at a speed of 4 into 10 power 5 meter per second. The velocity is perpendicular to both the fields. When the electric field is switched off, the proton moves along the circle of radius 2 centimeter. So it is very clear, electric field that is moving in a circle. Circle here, it is from moving charges. R is equal to, what is the formula of it? mv by qb, right? mv by qb, where this m is nothing but mass of this electron and this q is nothing but charge of electron, and radius also. Therefore if you can, this b is equal to, you could say mv by qr, right? You could get the b value here. Let's say this is equation 1, right? So substitute that values. In case if values calculate cheste, that will take more time, 1.5 hour, 2 hours aidi, right? So kabatti I am not doing that calculation part. Just answer explain cheste saripodi, ela vachindi ani anukuntunna, andukane nenu calculation part cheyatledu. Please you guys do it. So b is equal to mv by qr. So that is how we get this b here. Since it is undeflected here, what is happen? Undeflecting ante electric force ఎంతైతే ఉందో, electric field వల్ల వచ్చిన force ఎంతైతే ఉందో, magnetic field వల్ల వచ్చిన force కూడా అంతే ఉండాలి, right? Electric field force ఎంత? Q into E. Magnetic field force ఎంత? Q into V into B. So therefore this Q get cancelled. Therefore you can easily get this electric field. The magnitude of electric field, this E is equal to V into B. This E is equal to V into B. You can easily get it. అది undeflected కాబట్టి, repeating, since that is undeflected, QE should be equal to QB. Electric field వచ్చిన force ఎంతైతే ఉందో, magnetic field వచ్చిన force కూడా అంతే ఉండాలి. Therefore you can get that answer. Easy one, guys. Please do that calculation part. Next one is this one. So a liquid drop of radius 2 centimeter is sprayed into 64 droplets of equal size. if the surface tension of a liquid is 0.4 Newton meter, the energy change in. So here the surface energy formula, if you guys remember the surface energy formula, U is equal to, you can add the T into area, change in area. T into area here. So this is the area of the change in area is nothing but first ఒక పెద్ద లిక్విడ్ డ్రాప్ ఉంది that is becoming into 64 drops, right? సో ఒక పెద్ద లిక్విడ్ డ్రాప్ అనేది చిన్న చిన్న డ్రాప్స్ కింద విడిపోతే you have to find out the radius of it. సో వాల్యూమ్ చేంజ్ అయ్యింది. సో ఇనిషియల్ వాల్యూమ్ ఎంత అంటే you could say initial volume can be written as 4/3 into pi r cube, right? 4/3 into pi r cube is equal to, these are becoming into 64 droplets. 64 into 4/3 into pi small r cube, right? This 4/3 pi, 4/3 pi cancel. This can be written as a capital R cube is equal to, so 64 into small r cube, this can be written as r is equal to, this 64 can be written as a 4, therefore I can write as a 4 into r, right? So that is how we get it. This capital R is equal to 4 into small r, right? And here you could directly say this r is equal to, that capital R is 2 centimeter here, so 2 is equal to 4 into r. Therefore this r is equal to, what is r here? R can be written as 0.5 centimeter. R is equal to, small r is equal to 0.5 centimeter. That is the one part. And the second part is what? The second part is you have to you have to find the change in area. Therefore you could say this u is equal to, a surface tension into change in area. Change in area can be written as 4 pi r square. Maybe either 4 pi r square minus, you could say 64 into pi r square. 64 into pi r square. So please do it, you will get the answer, right? So please do the calculation, you will get the answer. You know the small r and everything, so please do it, you will get the answer. Clear? Next one, this one. So a square loop of edge L and the resistance R enters into uniform magnetic field B at time t is equal to 0. The loop crosses the magnetic field with a constant velocity v. If the heat produced in the loop is this one, then the value of this is, the value of a k is, we have to find the value of a k. ఇప్పుడు ఇన్ కేస్ ఈ లూప్ దీంట్లోకి ఎంటర్ అవుతుంటే ఫ్లక్స్ చేంజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఫ్లక్స్ చేంజ్ అవ్వడం వల్ల ఈఎంఎఫ్ వచ్చేది గైస్. ఫ్లక్స్ చేంజ్ అయితే ఈఎంఎఫ్ వచ్చేది. వాట్ ఇస్ ద ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఫార్ములా? ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు, సిన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ మోషనల్ ఈఎంఎఫ్, యూ కుడ్ సే బి ఇంటూ వి ఇంటూ ఎల్, రైట్? Clear? And let's say it is having that wire is having resistance as R, total is R, the total resistance is R. Therefore you could say current will be created in it. Current can be written as I is equal to, or the current formula, epsilon by R, nothing but V by R according to Ohm's law. Therefore this current is equal to, what is the current here? Current can be written as, లేకపోతే you can also write as this epsilon is equal to, or మొత్తం రాద్దాం, డైరెక్ట్లీ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్, బట్ నీట్గా చేయాలి అంటే ఇలా చేయాలి. దిస్ ఐ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు, లేకపోతే ఈ కుడ్ సే దిస్ పవర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ డైరెక్ట్గా రాయొచ్చు. దిస్ పవర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఎప్సిలాన్ స్క్వేర్ బై ఆర్, ఇఫ్ యూ గైస్ రిమెంబర్ వి స్క్వేర్ బై ఆర్, ఎప్సిలాన్ స్క్వేర్ బై ఆర్. దిస్ అగైన్ దిస్ పవర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు, దిస్ ఎప్సిలాన్ స్క్వేర్ కెన్ బి రిటన్ యాస్, వాట్ ఇస్ ఎప్సిలాన్ స్క్వేర్ హియర్? ఎప్సిలాన్ స్క్వేర్ కెన్ బి రిటన్ యాస్ బి స్క్వేర్ ఎల్ స్క్వేర్ into v square by r, that is the power. But you need to find out energy here. Power can be written as energy by time. Power can be written as energy by time, that will be equal to b square l square v square by r, right? Therefore you need only heat energy. That heat energy can be written is equal to, so b square into l square into v square by r into time. So this time is important here. This time is important. What will be the time here? So now it is moving with the velocity v, and here this distance is nothing but 4 into L. So you could say, since time can be written as distance by velocity, right? The time can be written as a distance by velocity. Distance is how much? 4L by velocity is how much? V, right? But here this is not the case. It is not 4L by V. ఎందుకు 4L by V కాదు అంటే, ఇక్కడ ఫ్లక్స్ ఎంతవరకు చేంజ్ అయ్యింది? ఓన్లీ ఇట్ సైడ్ L వరకు చేంజ్ అయ్యింది, ఇక్కడ L వరకే చేంజ్ అయ్యింది. సో కాబట్టి టైంని కూడా you could not take it as a 4L, you have to take it as a 2L by V only. ఎందుకు 2L by V అంటే, ఇక్కడ ఒక L వరకు, అప్ టు L వరకు చేంజ్ అయ్యేది, ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ ఈ L నుంచి చేంజ్ అయ్యేది, ఈ మధ్యలో అంతా కాన్స్టెంట్గా ఉంటుంది. రిపీటింగ్, ఇక్కడ L వరకు చేంజ్ అయ్యేది, ఇక్కడ L నుంచి చేంజ్ అయ్యేది, ఈ మధ్యలో అంతా కాన్స్టెంట్గా ఉంటుంది. therefore 2L by V. 2L by V, therefore you will get this K value as, therefore you get this K is equal to 2. You get that K equal to 2, so please keep this formula in mind, these two formulas. This one, keep it in mind, and this one, keep this also in mind, right? Clear? And last one, An electric field E bar is equal to minus 2x I cap plus 3y square j cap. Voltage per meter exists in a space. If the potential at the origin is taken to be 0, then the potential you have to calculate. So this is a silly one from the electrostatics, right? Since you know this dv, integral of dv is equal to minus integral of E bar dot dr bar, right? So this is important here. Minus integral of E bar is E bar only. E bar is E bar only dot. This dr bar can be written as a dx I cap plus dy j cap. Dx I cap plus dy j cap, right? So this can be written as a minus here. Again, it is going to be minus of minus plus because it is a minus here. Integral of E bar can be written as 2x I cap plus 3y 2x I cap plus 3y square j cap, right? Dot. So you could say dx I cap plus dy j cap. I think that's clear. Now just what you have to do is just do the first, before integration, do the dot product. You could say this is nothing but 2x dx plus, you could say this can be written as a 3y square, right? Integration of 3y square dy. So the limits are changing from 0 to 1. Limits are changing from 0 to 1 here, and limits are changing from 0 to 2 here. Substitute everything, you will get the answer, right? Clear? And this is the one formula that you have to keep in mind in order to solve this problem, right? So if there is any corrections and if there is any doubt, please comment. I will reply to you. Thank you.